Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to Beeball's Kitchen. Today, I'm going to make, it's a recipe I haven't tried, imagine that, but it's a cowboy meatloaf and potato casserole. It's not very big. I'm making this for me and my oldest son that lives up the road here from me. And I didn't realize I have to have the French fried onions, and I don't have any of those. So I looked it up, and I'm going to cook some in my air fryer, and it will take, it says, 25 to 30 minutes, but I think that's for a lot of onions. I have to have a 1/4 cup, so I'm only going to do a few. I have sliced my onion here really thin, and I have to spray my basket, my air fryer basket, with oil. So I'm going to spray that with Pam, and then I will spray the onions, coat them good, and let it cook. But now I have to preheat this to 265 degrees, and I've already done that. So I'm just going to spray this with oil. And now I'm going to just sprinkle, break up my onion so that the rings come apart. And I will lightly spray that with oil and get this cooking. Okay. So now I'm just going to spray these, toss them around a little bit, make sure they're all coated good. Okay, now I'm going to pop this in my air fryer and let it cook. I'll set my time for 15 minutes. I'm going to check every 5 minutes and kind of stir them around. And after I get those cooked, then I will be back and we will start the recipe, and I will share with you what I'm doing at that point. While my onions are cooking in the air fryer, I'm going to go ahead and cut this and dice it up really small. I need 3/4 cup. So I may have to peel another onion. I don't know if this will make 3/4 cup or not. Okay, while the onions are finishing cooking, they're almost done, I'm going to go ahead and get my meat mixture mixed up. You take a pound of ground beef. Of course, I will post this recipe below in the description box. I have preheated my oven. It's just went off. I've got it preheated to 375. And I'm going to take my ground beef, my onions, my chopped onions, honey barbecue sauce. How many of you know what this is? I think this is so cool. I found this in the mountains, and I can remember as a child using these, or my mother using these to beat things. Excuse my dog. But you have to have one beaten egg, and so I'm going to beat my egg with this egg beater. That's what this is. It's an antique egg beater or mixer. Need to check my onions. I smell them. Oh gosh, I burnt them. Darn. Well, okay. I've left my onions in too long. I've burnt them. Oh well. I could delete this out of my video. You'd probably think I was the perfect cook. But I'm not. I'm not the perfect cook. My little dog had me distracted. She was barking at something. I went to see what it was. But anyway, I've burnt those. So I'm going to have to cook some more. But anyway, I wanted to show you my egg beater. I'm sure most of you are familiar with this little utensil. But we just spin it around. Of course, it would be probably easier just to use a whisk. Well, not that it would be easier, but I just think it's such a novelty. I just love it. But then, like I've said in other videos, I love old dishes. I am so drawn to old dishes. It's such a part of history. And we have gotten so far removed. You know, we've all become so modernized in our way of living. But anyway, so much for my egg beater. I have my egg prepared now to go in my meat. I have my granddog here with me right now, Pepper. And that's who you're hearing. I don't know what she's talking or discussing with Lilybell in there, but they're discussing something. I'm fixing to have to get the fly swat after them if they're not real careful. But anyhow, okay. Take my pan, and I'm going to spray my casserole pan here. I'm going to mix, let's see here. All right, I have to have 2 teaspoons, I believe it is. Yes, 2 teaspoons of chili powder that goes in this also. So, that's 1, and that's 2. My egg. All right, and then I have to mix this until it's well combined, and I'm just going to use my hands. So, I'll bring it so you can see it. Just mix this all together real well. My son and daughter-in-law have this little dog. They named her Pepper. She looks much like my Paisley, my little white dog. But let me tell you the story about Pepper. It was Heather's, my daughter-in-law's brother, and his wife had a full-blooded Labrador Retriever, black lab, and they also have a Shorkie, where the lab is a female, the Shorkie is a male, and you can figure out the rest. They did not know that that little Shorkie had gotten with that lab. She had come into season, and one day she wanted to go out, and Cindy went out with her to see what was going on, and she had 2 puppies. And so Pepper is one of those puppies. She's a Labrador and Shorkie, and I'll show her to you. She's an adorable little dog, and just absolutely loves to come to my house and play with my 2 girls because she doesn't have a playmate. And so after church Sunday, she was looking so longing in her eyes to me, wanting to come home with me. And I asked her, I said, do you want to go home with Beba? And boy, she got so excited she went to running. When they turned her out, she went straight to the car. Now, she doesn't like to ride. She whines and cries when she's riding, but she was so thrilled to get here. And my 2 little girls were so thrilled to see her. I'm telling you, they have played and played and played so hard. So she's been at my house now. Today is Tuesday. I brought her home Sunday. And I was going to take her home tomorrow. Tomorrow is when I go for my consultation with my doctor in Jacksonville about my breast cancer. And I was going to take her home tomorrow, but she has a veterinarian appointment Thursday morning. So I'm going to keep her, and I'm going to take her to the vet for them. Okay, so I've got my meat patted into my pan here, and I will put this in the oven and bake it until it's done. And then I will take it out, and I will continue on with the rest of my casserole. I'll be back. Okay, my onion rings, my second batch of onion rings, are through cooking. And so I'm just going to chop these a little bit. Whoa. Okay, this will go in the topping, which is mashed potatoes. And I hope these will taste okay. I mean, when you're in a tight, you got to do what you can. So I guess I could have done without them, but wanted to do it like the recipe said. Calls for 1/4 of a cup, and I don't know if I have a 1/4 of a cup, but this is what I've got, and this is what I'm going to use. So, not quite a 1/4 of a cup, but that'll be okay. I think it'll be all right. Okay, while the meat is cooking, you want to take a package of these steam and mash home-style potatoes, and I'm going to cook these in the microwave according to the package directions. Let's see, it says to put it in a bowl. Okay, I'm going to set it for 10 minutes. I'm going to check the temperature of my meat. It says for it to be 160 degrees Fahrenheit. So, I'm going to check it and see what it says. My meat is done. I checked it with my thermometer, and it was 170 degrees. It said for it to be, it should read 160, but it's a little bit over that, but that's okay. Okay, my potatoes are done, and I've added a tablespoon of butter, 5 ounces of canned evaporated milk, my tablespoon of parsley, and a teaspoon of garlic powder. And I'm just going to mash this up to a good consistency. Now I'm going to add this. I'm going to add my onions. And this is a 1/2 cup of bacon bits that I add to this. So Johnny Mayo, you know it's got to be good if it's got bacon in it. Okay, so we mix this together. All right, and now I will take the potatoes and I'm going to place them on top of the ground beef. And now to that, I'm going to add 2/3 of a cup of Mexican blend cheese. And I'll put this back in the oven under the broiler and just heat it until it's bubbly. And in the meantime, I will open up a jar of my beans that I can, and we'll have green beans and Cowboy meatloaf with potato casserole. So, I'm going to pop it back in the oven, and then I'll be back. Okay, I've brought in a quart of my green beans that I canned. I actually canned these in the year of 20, and they're still perfectly fine. That's what's so good about canning in jars. It's ready when you're ready. You don't have to wait for these to cook. All I have to do is heat them up and season them. So I'm going to put them in my pot and get those cooking. I don't know how many of you watched my video about my beef tallow that I made, but I think I will just, it's really hard. I've had it in the refrigerator, but I'm going to take some of this and put that in my beans. I won't need a lot. They're already salted. I salt those when I can them. But I will add some pepper to this. And I'll heat this up. And I need to check my casserole. I don't want it to burn. It's perfect. Out of the oven. Doesn't that look absolutely delicious? Doesn't that look really good? I think this will probably be quite tasty. It smells good. And so my beans are getting hot, and I will be able to fix my son a plate and run it down to him. I'll probably call my granddaughter Ashley to come eat some supper when she gets off from work. She teaches school, so she'll get home kind of early, and she lives just right around the corner from me, so she can run over and eat her a plate. So anyway, I'm going to spoon some up and we're going to take a look and see how it looks, and I'm going to do a taste test for you. And so let me do that. Okay, I have dipped it up and it looks so good. I want you to take a close look at this. Doesn't that look delicious? And so now for my taste test, here's to you. That is really, really good. This is a very inexpensive meal. With today's inflation, still, it would be about $10 or less. And this casserole actually makes 8 servings. So I hope that you will try this recipe, and if you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you would and support me. Give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and click the bell. And if you know anyone that you think might be interested, share it with them and help me out. I appreciate you so much, and until the next time, this is Beba saying may the Lord bless you and keep you and your family safe. And until we meet again, I hope you have a great day, and I'm certainly going to. And as I close this video out, I want to introduce my granddog to you. Pepper. This is Pepper, and she is a sweet, sweet girl, aren't you, Pepper? Yes. So now you all have met my third 4-legged baby. She's just my granddog, but I love her like my own. And so until we meet again, love each other, have a great day, and I hope to see you really soon. These are my 3 sweet babies. Paisley is very impatient. They're waiting here for a treat. They're going to get a duck jerky. But this is Paisley. There's Lily Bell waiting, so patient. And Pepper, that is waiting, so patient. Pepper. Okay. All right, get over there and sit, girls. Okay? Come on, you got to get back over here and sit. Okay, everybody, sit. Good girls. Those are really good girls. Okay, Paisley is going to stand. There you go. Okay, and now Lily Bell, stay. Good girl. Pepper, look at Beba. You're a sweet girl, aren't you? Yeah. There you go. Okay, so that's my babies. Enjoying their treats. I just wanted to share them with you so that you could see. You see how small Pepper is, and her mother is a full-blooded black Labrador, but her daddy is also a full-blooded Yorkie. So she's quite a mixture, aren't you, baby? Okay, we're going to sign off at that, and we will see you later. Bye.